Whether you're entertaining or just having a fun date night, appetizer game is like next level expert. Like you can really take a ton of time doing something really difficult or do something really, really simple with a little bit of planning ahead just to marinate. It's not hard. I'm gonna show you guys how to make the most amazing chicken skewers. They're simple and delicious. Whoever you serve them to is gonna love it. Let me show you how to do it. To start, we are using some chicken cutlets. I'm gonna show you guys a fun little trick. You guys know this trick? So if you just put a cutting board onto another cutting board, it kind of wiggles.
Slides away.
Slip, sliding away. CJ, every time you're on my set.
Which is
take me.
Every time you film.
Oh, that's true, that's true. Take a little bit of paper towel, pop it right down on your cutting board, and then a little bit of water right onto it. If you don't know this trick, it's an easy one. It's an easy one. Then when we put our cutting board on top of it, no more, well, not nearly as much slip sliding away. All right, now let's talk about our chicken. Now today I am using cutlets. If you want to, you can buy chicken breasts and make your own cutlets or pound them out really, really thin, which is called?
I'm not gonna say it.
Paillard. He knew it. He knew it. He knew it. Or you can just buy them as cutlets already made. It's a little bit easier. But what we are looking for is a thin, gorgeous piece of chicken. So I have, what do I have here? I have 4. Let's go ahead, we'll work with all 4 of these. These look good. So we want thin chicken. Now let's take our knife and we're gonna cut these into, they're not super huge. Let's cut these in half, just like that. What we're looking for is little strips. Now you don't want to use really, really thick pieces because we want this to cook quickly. We're gonna marinate this in a second, and you want the thinner, smaller pieces to have more surface area. That way we get more penetration of the flavor we're adding to it. A large chicken breast or chunks, just not great for this application. We're gonna add all of this into our bag. All right, let me get rid of, hang on, I got chicken hands. We don't need these anymore, or for right now. We don't need them for a little while. We'll need them in a minute. Let's take our bag, and now we're gonna put all of our seasonings in here. Now this is really, really simple. Let's go with a bit of garlic powder, not fresh garlic, we want garlic powder. We're also going with some smoked paprika. That smoky flavor is gonna add a richness that you just can't get without smoked paprika. We're also gonna add some ground ginger. It's important that it's ground, not fresh. We want this to be kind of a liquid surrounding. Now the last one is really, really fun. Turmeric. Now, if you're not familiar with turmeric, it's in the ginger family. It's a root, but the flavor is fantastic. It's very aromatic, very floral. You can't describe it to anything. There's nothing else like it. It's turmeric, and if you've never used it, this recipe will be a good place to start.
I think you're saying it wrong.
I'm not.
It's turmeric.
Nope. Turmeric. Add just a bit of oil, olive oil is fine, and a bit of salt and pepper. Now seal the bag and mix everything up. You wanna use your hands, massage it, get those spices and seasonings into every nook and cranny of that chicken. Make sure it's nice and fully coated and into the fridge for 30 minutes. Unless you forgot a secret ingredient.
Which you never forget things.
I didn't forget, I was just letting the drama build. Right. The last little thing I wanna do is some plain yogurt. Now this is kind of like starting to get into the Moroccan territory. We want very, very plain yogurt for 2 reasons. One, yogurt has a wonderful flavor as a marinade, but also it has a decent amount of acidity, and that's gonna help tenderize our chicken. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks good. Now we can massage.
Finally.
Now we can. Now? Finally? Yeah. Is that how you would have done it, CJ?
No, I knew you had forgot that. I was just waiting to figure out if you knew you forgot.
Oh, I appreciate that. Just always believing in me.
Yep.
You're like a coach. I always knew you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So the yogurt's gonna act in 2 ways. 1, as flavor, and 2, the acidity is gonna help tenderize that chicken. You know, if you wanted to leave this overnight, you could, but if you're in a rush, or not a rush, you just wanna go fast. 30 minutes will do, so 30 minutes in the refrigerator. After 30 minutes, you've got some nice, beautiful, tender chicken. Now is the fun part. Now we get to start building them. So what I have here are just some wooden skewers. So let's take one of these guys. I've got my gloves back on. Now here's the fun part. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the end. We're gonna kind of create a little coil. Just bend.
Coil? Is that the culinary term?
It's not really a coil. It's more like a crimp, a pinch.
Spring?
Yep. Nailed it. It just gives us a prettier presentation at the end. Gives us some nooks and crannies. I've already said that. I like that word. There we go. All right, and I'll kind of spread it down a little bit. Let's do another one here. So what we're looking for is nice, even skewers. Give the chicken just a little bit of a bend. Give it some service area, some nooks and crannies. I'm just gonna keep saying it, CJ.
Keep saying it, bro. It's working.
Skewers are always fun because you could have, you know, cooking for a big party and you want to impress. But you make these the day before, and we're looking good, looking real good. It smells amazing. All right, I've had my Blackstone preheating at medium or so. Let's go ahead and add just a bit of oil. You don't want to go too high, too fast and furious. Otherwise, the outside will get that beautiful crisp before the inside is done. So let's go ahead and turn it up to medium-high now, so that as these start to cook, what we're left with is fully cooked chicken and some gorgeous crust on the outside. Go ahead and add just a bit more salt. Don't go too heavy. We did have a bit of salt in that marinade, but a little salt will go a long way. And while that is cooking, let's get to our sauce. Sauce is very, very simple. Now we use some yogurt early in the recipe. We're gonna use some more yogurt here. So let's start with a big mixing bowl. And go down with some yogurt. I also have some sour cream. Now sour cream, it's kind of in the same family. I also wanna add a touch of honey. I wanna bring out some sweetness in our sauce. A little bit more of that smoked paprika, just a touch. This is mainly for color. And we're going back to our turmeric. Let's go with a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper and just a little bit of water. The water is mainly just to thin it out. We want a nice sauce that can drizzle and the water does not affect any of the flavors. I like to use a whisk just to make sure that consistency, that texture is really, really creamy. Mix it all together. You'll notice the colors start to change. It gets rich and beautiful. The flavors are beautiful, but now the consistency is beautiful. We are winning on both sides. Okay. Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. All right, let's go ahead and give this a flip. Chicken sounds done. Oh, and it is. Can you see that gorgeousness, CJ? That gorgeous crust. Now that yogurt went a long way in our marinade, and all those seasonings are giving us this fantastic color. Oh, wow. That's crust, caramel, texture, flavor, all of the fun adjectives you guys like to tease me for in the comments. All right there. All right there on the griddle. There they are. Let's give those another 2 minutes or so. You can flip them multiple times if you want. Just make sure your chicken is fully cooked and we're done. It's that quick, that easy. While those are finishing up, let's go ahead and get to a little bit of our garnish. I've got some cilantro and a little bit of parsley. Just chop it up nice and fine. We're gonna sprinkle this over the top in just a minute. Pay attention to the sound of your chicken. Yep, it's done.
No, that's an airplane.
Oh. If you have a nice plate or platter, I like square for this. Just think it has a nice, fun look. Let's take our skewers. Wow, look at these. Look at these, bud. Wow. Right onto our plate. I like white, mostly because it has such a fantastic contrast. All right, now I'm gonna go with some of that awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. It's funny because it's true. Put some of that right over the top. You know, that loose, we want it to be a little bit more of a drizzle sauce. It gives us that sexy coating, that sexy covering right over the top. And now the sweetness, that yogurt sour cream sauce, it's gonna give a different flavor to the chicken. And if you're not used to Mediterranean food, this one's an experience. It's unlike anything you've ever had before. And the turmeric is to blame, or to give credit. Finish that off with a bit of that parsley and cilantro, and you've got a stunning dish. I mean, this really is a showstopper. The flavors are unique, the plating is beautiful, it's an elevated dish. The airplane is back, yes, all the fun stuff.
Yes, it
all right,
is.
let's get into this and take a bite. Texture, flavor, all the things a growing boy needs.
Yeah.
Dang it. Oh yeah.
Don't lie.
Really are fun flavors. I'm sure you're familiar with most of them except for turmeric. The yogurt sauce gives us that sweetness, it gives us that balance. Savory, through the roof. This is a good one. Make a big batch. These will go quick. Oh, CJ, can you see on there how much the marinade actually penetrated the chicken, right? It's still nice and juicy chicken, with that beautiful yellow crust on the outside. So good. So good. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Try some recipes like this if you want. Like if you go to the grocery store and you're like, oh, I don't know what this ingredient is, bring it home and give it a try. The only way we learn is to try new things. elevate your knowledge, then you elevate your food, and that's a really fun thing to do. If you're on YouTube, be sure to click that subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you get an email every time we post a video. Check out CJ's show, Bruce's show, Destination Delicious, Betty's show, griddlenation.com for some Blackstone swag, blackstoneproducts.com for this recipe and a bunch, and Todd, how could I forget? And Todd's show. Todd is a fantastic show. But this is Cook, Eat, Repeat, where we like to help you become a better cook one recipe at a time. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.